Good morning, everyone, and happy Sunday. Anisha here along with Jordan and Keely. It's nice to have you back for the day.
To be here. Yeah, Greg, he deserves a break, I think.
Yeah.
A weekend off once in a while.
I just like to think you maybe missed us a little bit, Keely.
So she was like, let me get up, you know.
Can I fill in, please?
Well, we
I want to
missed
work
you.
a weekend.
Well, we've got, a cooler day today. So if you like the cool fall-like weather, you're going to love today because temperatures are going to be about 5 to 10 degrees cooler than normal for this time of the year. We're at 40 degrees out there right now, so we're starting off pretty mild. We've got clouds out there. We have a disturbance to the south of us, and that's rotating the clouds, and a little bit of precipitation across the southern border of the state in the form of snow in the mountains and some precipitation in the form of rain down there across the southern border. But for us here in the metro area, we are looking dry, and those clouds will be decreasing as we head into the afternoon. But check it out, topping out at 57 degrees. So again, our normal is right around 65, 66 degrees for this time of the year. So it is certainly going to be chilly. And then because of that, as those clouds move out, we're going to, again, 57 is going to be our forecast high, but as those clouds move out and the temperatures really start to drop, we're going to get down into the low to mid 30s. And so we will be waking up in some areas to frost out there. Early frost, morning frost. So if you haven't yet covered those pipes or those sensitive vegetations, you might want to think about doing that tonight because temperatures in some areas across the plains, and that includes the I-25 corridor, dropping as low as 28 degrees. Yeah.
Wow, all right. Taking that advice right now.
All right.
I have some plants I need to cover up
go.
outside. All right, Keely, thank
bet.
you so much. Well, this morning we are learning more about a chaotic house party in Adams County. Police say one person is dead, 7 others are injured after a shooting early Saturday morning. Now investigators are asking for more information about this car tied to that shooting. An early 2000s model dark blue Chevy Tahoe. Adams County Sheriff's Office says they aren't sure exactly how many suspects were inside at this time. It was right around 3 o'clock Saturday morning. That's when the neighborhood woke up to the sound of nearby gunshots. Ring video tells the story of what happened just before. A number of people milling around outside a house on Dakin Street, about a block away from Annette's house. The blue Tahoe then pulled up, gunfire erupted, and it appears that several people from outside the house returned fire. 7 people were hurt, 1 was killed, and neighbors like Annette, as we spoke with, were terrified.
Bullets don't have no name. They could have come through any of our windows. We're so close. A neighbor of mine got 4 gunshots to her home. There was bullet casings all over. We had to have heard at least 40 to 50 rounds.
We did speak with the owner of the home where that shooting actually happened. He said his 16-year-old son was one of the victims and that doctors are giving him only a 50% chance of surviving.
Denver Police Chief Paul Pazin has officially retired. He has been with the department for 28 years and announced his retirement in August, saying it was his own decision and on his own timeline. Pazin said that he hopes to be remembered as a reform-minded chief who championed non-traditional police response to people who needed help. His time as chief also included navigating the department through the pandemic, a severe officer shortage as crime was going up, and the police response to protests that resulted in several lawsuits. As for what's next, he says that he is still weighing his options.
Will you run for mayor next year?
I am truly focused on just how I can have a positive impact, whether that's up front in a visible way, or if I can make a greater impact behind the scenes.
So to replace Pazin, Mayor Michael Hancock has nominated Ron Thomas. He's been with the Denver Police since 1989. Most recently as the department's chief of patrol. The city council could vote on Thomas's nomination as early as next week.
A North Carolina community held a vigil yesterday remembering the 5 people killed in a mass shooting near Raleigh this week. Police say a 15-year-old boy is the suspected shooter, and at least 2 other people got hurt in that shooting Thursday afternoon. The victims' ages range from as young as 16 up to someone in their late 50s, including an off-duty police officer killed on his way to work. It took the police hours to capture the teenager, who is now in the hospital now following his arrest. Police haven't said how he was injured or figured out if he had a motive in the attack.
Rescue workers in northern Turkey have wrapped up their recovery efforts after a coal mine exploded there Friday night. The death toll has gone up to at least 41 people and 11 people hurt. 110 miners were working in the shaft at the time of the explosion. Half of them were nearly 1,000 feet deep. Over 50 of those workers did manage to get out of the mine on their own. The cause is still being looked into, but investigators say it could have been caused by a flammable liquid that's used in coal mines.
In Ukraine, President Zelensky thanked the U.S. for sending additional aid to the war-torn country. The U.S. sent an additional $725 million. The defense package includes more ammunition as well as equipment. Meantime, the Russian Ministry of Defense announced last night that 11 of their soldiers were killed and another 15 are hurt. Officials say 2 soldiers from an unspecified former Soviet state who were training with the Russian soldiers opened fire. And Elon Musk is getting himself back in the headlines again as well. Ukraine's military has relied on his SpaceX Starlink satellite internet terminals to stay connected during the war after Russia destroyed cellular towers there. This week, Musk threatened to stop donating those services for free, saying it's costing his company tens of millions of dollars. He asked the U.S. government to step in and help pay for it. Well, he changed his mind, tweeting yesterday, "We'll just keep funding Ukraine government for free."
Today, we are going to hear and see the sacrifices that people are making to keep the state's agricultural industry strong. We have that story right after the break.